Greetings to you and all those close to your heart. I am Michael Heralda, and this is Aztec Stories. Welcome to a series of radio segments that share knowledge from an indigenous perspective. These segments will include oral tradition stories, indigenous philosophy, music, and foods, along with some personal insights relative to the history, culture, arts, ceremonies, and traditions of the ancient Mexica Aztec people. The Mexica New Year message. Have you ever asked yourself, how can I incorporate some of the ancient traditional practices of my ancestors into my daily life? Well, with the coming of the Mexica New Year and its preceding Nemotemi days fast approaching, you have an opportunity to start that reconnection in ways that are easy to follow and maintain. Traditionally, the 5 days that precede the New Year ceremony are dedicated to days of reflection, contemplation, rumination, meditation, and prayer. During these 5 quiet days, important decisions were postponed. Participants practiced abstinence, and old or worn items from your house were also cast out or broken. A symbolic and ceremonial action designed to represent the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Do you have personal items that have lived past their usefulness? If so, make some time to sit down with them and recall what they represent to you. How are they used, and what memories, fond or sad, are associated with them? Did you learn things from them? Did they advance your life in a positive or negative way? It is not as important to recall only your fond memories, but also those that became markers in your life. It is because of these associations that we learn and advance. If your personal belongings have served their purpose and usefulness, then these may be good candidates to discard or break. Remember, our ancestors understood that by giving away something important, it made room for something else, maybe more important, to take its place. Fasting is also another symbolic action we can take as a means of acknowledging the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. We cleanse our bodies to prepare for the new cycle and the new year. Please note that before you attempt any type of fasting routine, do your homework, gain the knowledge necessary to plan your procedure carefully and with assistance if necessary. This is not something to do on a whim or take lightly. As an alternative to fasting, you might consider not eating the foods that are harmful to your body, and you know what I'm referring to, and focus on eating the 7 warrior foods of our ancestors. And those were amaranth, beans, chia, chili, corn, nopal, and squash. These 7 foods chemically interact with your body to supply all the nutrients you need to be strong and healthy. They are the foods of the great Mexica warriors. A bit of advice regarding serving portions. Measure your food carefully. Your measuring tool is the palm of your hand. In addition, try adding some spirulina to your food dishes. Spirulina is a high-protein algae that was once abundant in the lakes that surrounded Mexico Tenochtitlan. Today you can find it in health food stores. Now, finish off your healthy meal with a piece of, what else? Chocolate. If you don't know all of the foods that I just mentioned, do your research. This is an exercise in re-educating yourself to the beauty of the Nahuatl Mexica culture. A good book I recommend with regards to learning about a number of the foods I just mentioned is titled Chilies to Chocolate, Food the Americas Gave the World. This book contains a number of great essays, including one about the origins and importance of amaranth, or huaucli in the Nahuatl language, along with other important indigenous foods. Want more guidance or a plan with regards to a beautiful culinary indigenous experience? Try this. A week before the Mexica New Year, start with a simple but nutritious meal consisting primarily of beans. Then, Every day after that, add one more of the remaining 6 warrior foods to your healthy indigenous meal. By the start of the Mexica New Year, you will have eaten all 7 of the warrior foods and hopefully gained a newfound appreciation for these nutritious native foods. One last action to consider is doing a sweat, a temezcal in the Nahuatl language. Some people prefer to do this at the beginning of the new year, while others during or preceding the Nemotemi days. This form of purification is not only healthy for you to do periodically, but will also allow you time to relax and think. I cannot overemphasize the importance of making time for yourself to sit quietly and think. Believe it or not, you can never do too much of this. Reflect, contemplate, ruminate, meditate, and pray during these important ceremonial days. These simple recommendations will work with your body, mind, and spirit in a reawakening process that will draw you closer to your indigenous roots. Embrace who you are and where you come from. In return, this acceptance and embracing of your culture will guide you to where you need to be. Many people around the world will be acknowledging and celebrating the Mexica New Year in the month of March. To learn more about the Mexica New Year, its meaning and importance, plan on attending one of the many celebrations planned in your community and ask questions from those who have knowledge to share. Remember that coming together as a group, Tloque no Wake, together and united, to honor something is very important. As a group, we create a very powerful energy field that affects things around us. In addition, honoring something on a singular and personal level is also powerful medicine. However you decide to celebrate this very special and important event, do it with your heart.